So I worked in education for a good, borderline maybe 10 years, maybe in some respect.
Whoa, wow.
Yeah, like from working as a TA to maybe leading on one or two like topics and stuff like that, but also working in behaviour and stuff like that.
Don't think I'm being funny, but you don't really find many young black men
Thank you.
that go down that path. And once my kids go to school, I don't know who you are, but you need to guide my kid, yeah?
100%.
But what you've been doing in the system, my brother, kudos to you, my kid.
Yeah, the wider world in some respect. I realised, yes, I was on that path in terms of wanting to pursue football, but at the same time, I'm not really doing what I really wanted to do. If that makes sense. I went travelling, backpacking in South America for about, say, 3 months, which I think kind of like changed my life.
Wow. Do you see that? Inspirational.
Right, so...
Your dad was the first black cab driver in Ealing.
Yeah, so like these are the conversations that I've had with him. Do you know what I mean? He's told me a lot. So by the way, these stories are in the book. Do you know what I mean? Of course, yeah, all these stories in the book. So he told me about a lot of the hardship
that he had to go through. He did.
Very jovial person, but also very switch through some of the things he's been through. So in terms of some of the things that I remember as a child, we used to go to Wood Green for his car to get fixed every weekend, and it was because his car would either get broken into or this, that, and the third. So people found out where we lived. I find it funny that me and my dad never got on, and being a black cabbie is something my dad tried to encourage and push on me. And then many years later, after saying I don't want to become a black cabbie, I became an Uber driver. See? And then I learned why he was like that.
Because you're literally
sitting in the
same seat. That was the cab driver that took us home every fucking Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
I'll say this, I'm not going to dance. There are too many coaches and not enough clubs. When I was younger, I didn't remember seeing a lot of Ghanaians playing football, and for the first time I'd seen kids who were Ghanaian, Nigerian. In fact, I didn't even know what they were, but you make assumptions.
Bro.
It was like I weren't ready
to deal with that.
So the book was coming out maybe a week or two later,
and then
but things have gone viral. And it was like
well, do you know what, RUM CHATZ family? Stuff like this is things that we can resonate with.
And at that point, I've been told my dad was terminal and only had like a few months to live, so I had to go to Germany and kind of like get it all done, etc., etc.
I watched Jamaica play on TV the other day and I was disgusted, yeah? What I saw there, and even the Caribbean players, yeah? They must have been smoking weed, bruv.
Rum chat, Body's podcast, yeah, that me done chat. Tune in, subscribe, oh gosh, we love that. Make we chat with the rum, pour me a one shot, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because my dad was a black cabbie and one of the first black cabbies in Ealing. And then
Oh, was he?
Yeah. And then you think about,
Your dad was one of the first black cabbies in the Ealing area?
Yeah. I mean, he told me first, but like...
From what year? A rough idea.
Early 90s.
So that's grandma and auntie. What's your dad's name, please?
Surname?
Yeah.
We will cut out.
Alright.
We've got the same name. Andrew Mensah Chimisi.
Mensah.
If you've lived here, or if you've, like me, lived down here, we've not moved. He's moved, but like, yeah.
I've been here for all my life, bro.
Yes.
I came from America at age 8.
Yeah.
And I've always lived there. You know what? If you're saying that, then that means auntie and grandma. That's some spooky shit.
And my dad, I've got pictures of my dad in the taxi stuff because obviously he tried to recreate this.
And so he was probably also one of like the first black cab.
Yes, black cab.
And guess what? There was hardly none. Ealing Broadway.
There we are. So there's my dad in the taxi. This, I don't know what year this is. This would be him quite young.
Hold on. Oh, fuck.
Because my phone's off. It's probably blurry.
Oh, no. This is your dad.
Yeah.
Auntie. See? If I send this to my sister...
I can send it to you.
Hold on, listen to me. Did your dad... All right, then, hold on. Auntie and grandma, who grew me up, Ealing Broadway, yeah, do you know they got the little where the black cat... Yeah, the ranking. Grandma used to do the stuff at the club. That was the cab driver that took us home every fucking Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You send that picture to my sister... No, bro. My sister's husband comes from Nigeria. We are Jamaican. They say Nigerians and Jamaican don't get on. Bro, you've opened up a can of worms now. As in a good way.
Yeah, I know, I understand that.
All right, then carry on.
So by the way, these stories are in the book. Do you know what I mean? Of course, yeah, all these stories in the book. So he told me about a lot of the hardship
that he had to go through. He did.
Hardship they've been through. He mentioned to me, like, I was saying that my dad very jovial person, but also very conflicted
Switch.
through some of the things he's been through. So in terms of
does that sound?
So in terms
Okay.
of growing up certainly here, then getting the job, and then being a driver, and then some of his experience as a driver, he used to tell me some of the things that I remember as a child. We used to go to Wood Green for his car to get fixed every weekend. And it was because his car would either get broken into or this, that, and the third. So people found out where we lived through my dad just being, oh yeah, I live like local around.
And what happened?
Oh, might be windows or this, that, and the third gets smacked. Do you know what I mean? And then we'd go to Wood Green, you know, and have it fixed and all that type of stuff. So he told me these things would happen.
But when you were younger, you just thought...
When you're younger, you were thinking it's something that was just every day, just it was something which wasn't...
Weekly check-up on it.
Yeah, weekly...
So I knew... Yeah, so I mean, Wood Green is synonymous with me because I knew we used to go there often enough. Do you know what I mean? I can't remember windows being broken, but like he told me like these things would happen. Do you know what I mean? So the reason why I say all that, all right, is because... I find it funny that me and my dad never got on, and being a black cabbie is something my dad tried to encourage and push on me. And then many years later, after saying I don't want to be able to become a black cabbie, I became an Uber driver.
An Uber driver, see?
And then I learned why he was like that for someone who I never got on with. So I never used to get on with him.
Because you're literally
sitting in the same seat.
in the same seat, brother.
And then you're driving around London.
You know what?
You're driving around London, and you know why drivers get angry.
Yes, it makes sense. It makes sense. That all makes sense.
And that's I forget where I was going, but what I think I held on to was I started talking about how the book wasn't a priority. All right, when I started, so football was my priority in terms of sorting out the Ghanaian.
So you carried on with that.
I did, but when you start learning more and more, and you're now digging. Wait a minute, there's a problem. There's things I don't know. You're finding more about your parents. You start going, okay, actually, this has to be my priority. Yeah, I need to. There's more things I do and don't know about my parents, etc., etc., and I need to finish this project. So ultimately, I finished Ultimately, I finished the book, and the book came out. And I told Josie there was I did 1 or 2 interviews and stuff like that. You know, it's weird actually because I didn't even release the book as well. Sorry, I didn't release it as well as I would have liked to, and I think that's a learning experience. As in, like, what I did was I had a release date, and I hadn't really finished the book until quite close to the release date, and then something went viral because I had an interview with Dane Baptiste on his podcast, and Then I weren't ready. It was like I weren't ready.
To deal with that,
so the book was coming out maybe a week or 2 later,
and then
but things have gone viral, and it was like
you should have jumped on that situation there, but then you wasn't actually ready for it though.
So I wasn't ready for it. So like there was a lot of that going on. Do you know what I mean? So it made me learn it because I'm actually I'm writing what will be my follow-up book. To dig deeper into some other things. So remember I told you about... Go on.
What? You're writing a new book at the moment?
Yeah. The skeleton of it is there, and it'll be...
The vision's there?
Oh, yeah, that's all done. Yeah, that's all done.
So it's essentially a sequel to the first...
Yes, perfect. I almost forgot the name of it. It's called... Back in the Day. Come on, it's called Back in the Day. Yeah, so it's called Back in the Day. The reason why we are the way we are, or something of the sort. And the reason being is because, back to what I was saying earlier, was I used to write journals when I was traveling, and I used to send them to friends and laugh and joke. Obviously, very small excerpts of that went in my first book. Now I want to go back and give people the backstory of who I am.
Put it out there. That's right.
Of who I am, and maybe in some respect, maybe to speak to other people. This is the reason why you behave like this. You see where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
I was an introvert as a kid. Why was you? Do you know what I mean? Blah 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 blah. And then I talk about all these things. Do you know what I mean? A lot of my memories, I'm able to recount them quite well now. But I wrote a lot back then.
From back then.
Yeah, I just thought it was just chicken scratch.
Well, do you know what, RUM CHATZ family? Stuff like this is things that we can resonate with. It's like me, I've got thoughts. But what you're saying is there is many people that's out there now, they will resonate to this. What you are saying, there is many people out there that have been through it, but they're not willing to voice it. And what you're doing is voicing it on this platform, which kudos to you, my brother.
So I can go on forever, but I think this is really, really important actually, because when I first sat down and spoke with you, I said, like, obviously I do football, and I kind of write kind of thing. But now we're going down the rabbit hole in terms of the important. I want to make sure
you get it right.
I get it right. Even the football, I'm not even fussed about the football. So I mentioned my dad's terminal. So my dad, again, back to me actually sitting in the same seat as him. Some bad habits that you pick up or things that can happen is that during the course of your day, there's so many different things that can annoy you. Some things that can make you laugh, be happy, but things that can annoy you. And as humans, I think we kind of like hold on to those things. They do. But eating is also a bad habit. I picked up many different either drivers or people who have fathers fathers actually more often than not. Yeah, more often than their fathers who are drivers. And all of them, diabetes, blah, blah, blah.
Yes,
blah, blah,
yes,
blah,
yes,
blah, blah,
yes,
blah.
yes.
And then
Your health habits.
My dad's diabetic, and as I mentioned before, he's terminal. All of this is a contributing factor. And then at the time, I was beginning to have, not major, but look, you can pick up things. I've got a problem here, And then it starts encouraging you to eat better and live better.
That's right.
But had I not been a driver, which is a funny coincidence in regards to what we spoke to before.
You wouldn't have thought about it.
Wouldn't have thought about either the eating, and I wouldn't have questioned things about my dad, and I wouldn't have closed, I don't want to say close that chapter, but that chapter is a lot better than better than it was. It's mad because I've been having like real conversations, again, with riders over the past, let's say, month or so. There are people who I'm quite comfortable telling them where my dad is. And oddly, there are people in the car who are quite comfortable talking to me about their problems.
Talking to you about their problems.
Knowing that...
Which is good, though. That's a good...
Very good. Knowing that there's no judgment.
Yeah.
So, like, the conversation might be happening.
But there should never be no judgment.
There should never be, but we live in a weird world.
It's a bit different with... I noticed myself doing it as well with Uber drivers as well. Just them, they ask you a question and you end up just...
No, but that's me as well. I do, and they look at me as though, did he just say that to me? But
sometimes they reciprocate as well, and then they start telling you about their
story.
Those are some of the best Uber
So a lot of those type of stories. In my book. There are some funny shit in my
scenarios.
book.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about there's like women telling me about sexual assault and breaking down in the car and you having to console women.
Wow.
Or like these are the ones I remember. Like there's a lot in the book in regards to that.
As though
and then I break down why.
It seems as though you've gone through it, but then for you to release a book like that, I give you your props. I do.
And then, but with my dad being terminal, I feel writing the book, not that it was appropriate, but actually it helped, I don't even want to say heal things, but it was quite therapeutic.
For yourself.
Yeah, therapeutic.
I agree with that.
how does he feel about the book?
Yeah.
We've only spoken about it like a couple times. In that I think family members have told him that, do you know, Andrew wrote a book, blah, 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 blah.
Is he proud of you?
Yeah, I think he is, yeah. It's weird because actually that might not be something I heard a lot of actually during my time growing up.
You will go through that, brother. You will go through that with the old school black generation. You will.
And then back to even when I saw you a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
I told you that I'd completed my UFB badge.
Yes. I was so proud of that. I told my son I was so proud of you.
With that, like, as I was telling you at the time, I started my UFB badge originally probably a good 15 plus years ago, and then I neglected it, let's say, and didn't complete it. And then not the idea, but then to have the opportunity to do it over like a month or 2 month period in Germany was a massive opportunity for me, which I didn't want to let just disappear. So to find the money, pay for it and get it done.
I love that.
So in getting back and having it completed was huge for me. So and at that point I've been told my dad was terminal and only had like a few months to live. So I had to go to Germany and kind of like get it all done, etc., etc. But I say all that to say, my dad in that whole process talking to him, I'm very happy for you, blah, blah, blah.
Well done, God bless that.
Do you see where I'm coming from?
God bless him, God bless.
Yeah, there's been a lot of that. So like, yeah.
So basically, you've actually done that actual journey. You've done your actual UEFA badge, yeah?
Yeah.
What is your actual, so for the football side, what are your actual achievements that you want to achieve for yourself? Or the football just a fun side, or is it a professional side? I don't know, because football has got a very thin line. Some people do it for fun, some people do it for their gains and where they want to go. What is your future with the football side?
I want to make sure I answer that straight down the middle and not answer around. All right?
That's what RUM CHATZ wants.
So for me, I want the betterment of Ghanaian football. So that's what I'm very interested in. As I mentioned in 2017, like I try to, and I do this now. Actually, I kind of like create a platform, a website.
Oh.
In which I like tried to put a lot of history, Ghanaian history on that, because I thought it was important because I couldn't find any at the time online. So I started by putting a lot of Ghanaian history on it, and then gradually over a period of time started writing articles based on my thoughts and feelings on certain things with a Ghanaian kind of like twist to it. And then also like doing a podcast where I talk about all things like kind of Ghanaian football. So I did that for a few reasons actually, because I wanted to like develop a few projects from it, in which I have gone to Ghana a few times to do a few things in partnership with people.
Oh, have you?
But at the same time, what I wanted to do was, I felt it was like good research. It's almost like a project.
Yes.
The more you go out and you research, you find out more. You're
going to find out more, learn.
Someone else can use that information.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I collate all that information for a couple of reasons. A, I think it's good web presence. Yes. But at the same time, I think to myself, do you know what, like, I would like to provide information which other people can potentially use. And then also, I think it's almost great as a CV in some respect if you're going to work
for yourself. That's right. Yeah, which is true.
And then also, again, I'm passionate about working in Ghana. I've been to Ghana a couple of times, but actually, long term, to answer your question, as I mentioned before, is I see myself actually going to Ghana, and I want to develop Ghanaian football, whether it's by means of maybe starting a club or potentially working in a partnership with a football association.
Have you tried that so far?
I haven't. I have. I don't want to say it's like, yo, I've gone strong all the way.
You tap in there, bro. There's many means. I'm telling you. There's something called an email, and you can email A, B, C, or D. I watched Jamaica play on TV the other day and I was disgusted, yeah? I'm seeing Damari Gray. I'm seeing what have you. Cuba had a player sent off. And guess what? I'm not going to lie to you. I looked at that and guess what? The Jamaican coach is who? An English manager.
So what was the score? So I know people were talking.
0-0.
Okay.
I actually emailed and put my proposal through. Yes, Rum Chats to the world. DeCanio McCain, Delano McCain. You're going to see it on the podcast. Yes, I did. And guess what? We done it once, did we not? With Sexy Sea Danger?
Yeah.
To go to Jamaica? Yes. And what happened? Did she not go to Jamaica? Delano McCain? Yeah. 16 years old. He got a scholarship. Jamaican team, you're worth nothing. Rum Chats to the world. I'm willing to, he's a young baller. He's not perfect, but what I saw on TV, Jamaican football needs to be the same. Sorry, kid.
No, it's cool. So, like, I put all this together because I see value in web presence and some of the things that I mentioned before. And I think we do this sometimes where you kind of put things off, but I feel if you're continuously working on a project, okay, every 2 weeks I'm going to put out a podcast, every month I'm going to put out an article, gradually you're building up a CV.
You're building, that's right. I agree with that, brother.
With the aim and objective of doing something somewhere down the line.
I agree with that, brother.
So, yeah, that's where I am with it. No, honestly, that's where I am with it. Actually, yeah, of course, I got my UEFA badge very recently, but ultimately what I want to do is I want to go to Ghana, certainly medium term stroke long term, and I want to have a real strong impact on Ghanaian football. I feel countries, I don't even make this about Ghana actually, I feel countries in Africa and in the Caribbean I think have so much potential, it's not even funny. It's not even funny, honestly.
Brother, they've got the potential that they've got there compared to here, there's no comparison. I don't care. I
didn't look at the squad list in regards to who Jamaica the squad list for the recent international break. But I sat there and because I think a clip went viral in regards to Steve McLaren talking about
Steve McLaren.
What did he say?
Listen. Do you know how many UK players were there?
How many, go on?
6. They got the best treatment ever, but they are all doo-doo. Rum Chats. I keep to my talk, yeah? What I saw there, and even the Caribbean players, yeah? They must have been smoking weed, bruv.
Jamaican FA.
It's not. The Jamaican FA is all about this. If we can tap in there now, I'm willing to jump on it with you. Do you see this here? Do you see this here? It's good, but it's not good. I don't take back no chat. People say to me, he's this, he's that. But guess what? We can get work done, you know, bro.
That's what we need, though. We need change.
We need change. If you want to do a change, you jump on board with Rum Chats. Guess what? I'm a keyboard warrior.
Do you know, like, on that, see, that's another reason why I've done a lot of the stuff that I've done, is that I might have done it originally in terms of contacting people, and this might be good, bad, or indifferent, but I realise sometimes, not even email, actually people are stuck in their way. They're going to do what they're going to do with or without me.
With or without you, I agree.
So I said, actually, if I actually lead by example and try to do something on my own or in partnership with people, I gradually at some given point, hopefully you influence other people. Or you influence them to want to work with you.
That's it.
So that's kind of where I am and that's where I am. But ultimately, I want to create huge change like in Ghanaian football.
In Ghana.
I was talking about Jamaican football or the influence of like Caribbean and African football. I feel like when it comes to like Caribbean football, certainly Jamaican, like some of the forefathers of black football in this country, you know, and I think like I'll say it's a bit of a shame.
No, it is. I agree with you.
It, but it's a shame we haven't seen more Jamaica in the World Cup or
Jamaica. Even the African continents, it is a shame. We've got so much talent, but then you look at players and they're like, well, I'm not going to play for them. Well, I'm not going to play for them.
We have that problem too in terms of
Can you blame, after what you just said about the Jamaican FA and all of that, can you blame it when you see greener pastures that you can easily access?
All right, hold on. Let's do a and go back. It's not about money. It's not about that. If you are representing your fatherland, your country, it's got zero to do with nothing. The English players that went to Jamaica, I rated them still, but to them it was just like going out, seeing girls, having a drink and having a kick about in the park. Fuck you.
No, but
real talk. I'm sorry.
I understand that.
But at the end of the day, it boils down to what the FA is portraying to them.
Okay.
Okay,
so you're talking the English FA? No, the English.
Jamaican.
Oh,
if they,
Jamaican
if they
FA.
Stance of like thinking.
Yes.
Then those
to bring it
players wouldn't.
Has basically so basically is the actual Ghana FA very strict and straight down the actual line? Or
I
not?
don't know, but this is what I would say in regards to those type of solutions. I think we all have very, very similar problems, by the way, in terms of the diaspora representing them, whether it's the best or not. I think I've learned to. That's another thing I've got better at. I don't want to say it is what it is. The better ones are going to play for England, for this,
No, it doesn't work like that.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't.
All right, so the better ones are going to play for your Englands, etc., etc., and some of so there's going to be other ones who choose to represent, for example, Jamaica or Ghana. All right, sometimes. I don't want to say they didn't have no choice, but that is their only option. Yeah. Some of them want to, by the way, because Nigeria, I think, is a good example of that, actually, because a lot of Nigerians they want to represent Nigeria.
Makes sense,
That's what takes me back to my point, that it's because the Nigerian FA has made that change. So that's why you saw it at this recent.
Yeah, you've got to make.
You go back to they hadn't made that change, but that's why they had. But like now, the Nigerian players are saying, "Oh shit, the Nigerian FA are taking it seriously."
So this is what.
That's what I feel like it all boils down to. Then the project.
Yes.
But I feel, if I'm honest, I can't speak for. I don't know too much. I've done too much about a few federations. Right, the Nigerian thing. What I would say at this moment in time, I think there's a great movement in terms of
it's wicked.
Being proud to be Nigerian.
Yeah.
Whether it's the shirts,
the Nigerian
music.
I give them 10. I give them 10.
Yeah.
I do.
So in terms of that, I 100% respect them in regards to that. But I feel a lot of us are in a very, very similar place in terms of if a Lionel Messi, who was Nigerian. So Messi was Nigerian, all right? So and was living here, likely playing for England.
Yeah, no, that's so true.
We don't like that.
No, do you hear that?
So true.
Wordplay. Everything that he just said makes sense.
So I guess a lot of my thoughts. There's a lot of thoughts running through my mind. Is that I come from a background. Yes, I talk about coaching, but talent identification is my thing. Or thing-ish.
Talent identification.
Yeah, in terms of scouting, all right? So my thing is this. I think if you have a bigger pool of players to choose from, I think you're going to have a better opportunity in terms of being successful. At this moment in time in our countries, I think talent identification is and isn't there in terms of it being as good as it needs to be. And then also you're talking about the coaching as well. The coaching needs to be better. And I'm not knocking those who are coaching. And I hate pointing fingers at federations, but I think if we become better at educating coaches, then you can better educate players, and then in which we can become better, and then you have a better pool and a stronger pool of players to choose from.
I agree with you.
That's the problem we have. And when you think about all those things combined,
I agree with you.
This is 10, 15, 20, 30-year projects.
Yeah, it's not.
Think about how long it took.
Do you know what you just said to
me? England as well.
England, yeah. Do you know what you just said to me there? I don't even realise what you even said, yeah? that makes so much sense, but other people don't even think about that. What he just said now,
They want like
Andrew,
now.
they want it now.
It's not gonna happen now.
It's not. It's like a long process. You've got to go down the road. You're going to be at the bottom of the hill, and it's a process. Bro, I respect you for that, and I rate you for those comments.
Thank you.
I
I guess
rate you.
like in my last part on the whole talent identification, like I've interviewed someone last week, I think it was, and hopefully I get this all right anyway. So we're talking about, he's from Congo, and he was on the same course as I was on, and he travelled from Congo to Germany to do the course. The course was about, I think the course here is like say maybe £2,000, I think it is.
2.5 now. 2.5, yeah.
But to do it in Germany, you have to pay for accommodation. So we end up paying like about £7,000. Because from where I'm from, that's big money. That's big money. So we're talking about coaching education. The idea that I have to fly out all the way to Germany to get educated and then come back and then potentially coach players. You think about that.
You think about that. That is big money.
So this is one person, by the way.
Yeah, one person, and guess how many people? You see, that's only one person.
And he went on to talk. So we ended up talking about Senegalese football and accessibility. He said some of the stuff that he said is that someone from Congo, I don't think, I could be wrong, but he said I can't go to France and get my UEFA license in France. The only place I can go was to Germany to get it done. Whereas in Senegal, where they're now probably one of the better sides in Africa. They didn't win the AFCON this one, but they won the one before and did well in the World Cup, etc., etc. He was like, they can go to France, get their UEFA badge, come back, and then coach, and then you can better educate your players. Da 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 da. Does that kind of like make sense?
It does make sense. That makes sense. That does make sense. That makes sense.
Some of the politics I may not even understand, but like what I'm saying is like you need to understand accessibility, education, and all those things play a massive part. So yes, we can look at some of the players in the Prem, the Champ, this, that, and the third. They're not representing this, that, and the third. But I feel with you, okay, if we just wipe all this the nonsense out of the way.
Root cause,
what's the root cause? What's the problem? The problem is actually talent identification may not be good enough. Education might not be good enough. If we become good at those things, then we can create change.
We can move forward with the whole process.
What I've realised is, in very small time or interaction, is that actually they might have good reason. They may not want to listen to an Andrew. So actually, what I got to do is hopefully lead by example. And actually stop crying actually, and just get on. And
just deal with it. Okay, Andrew, I'm gonna stick you on the spot right now. I'm gonna say something to you. Yeah, would you ever consider for yourself?
Yeah.
To be a black coach in the UK? Yes or no?
Where?
In the UK, I don't get you. I'm throwing you.
Just a question.
Just a question.
Okay, that's very quick because I'm going to answer it. Okay.
Go ahead. And you're smiling.
No, I'm smiling because
see, go ahead.
I am now of the thought. I'll say this. I'm not going to dance. There are too many coaches and not enough clubs. Alright, so a lot of us have paid a lot of money and spent a lot of time cultivating our craft, and we're looking for opportunities that unfortunately are not there for more than one reason. A, there's too many of us.
There's too many.
I'm not even talking about black people. I'm just talking about too many coaches, and then we can start discussing whether it's race, this, that, and the third, and the availability of opportunities after. And that's where I'm with it. But at the same time, with my experiences, where it's South America, going to Ghana, and deep down inside, you spoke to me about Saka to begin with. I'll say this. What year was this? 2010. I remember going to watch Fulham versus Arsenal in the Academy game. It was a really cold day. I don't know why I was there. I think maybe a lot of the senior staff said, let's go there.
Devontae, yep. I know exactly.
Alright, so we went to watch Fulham versus Arsenal. And funny enough, we were actually watching some of the younger age groups.
The youngers.
And the things that I did discuss actually, but what crossed my mind was, when I was younger, I didn't remember seeing a lot of Ghanaians playing football, and for the first time I'd seen kids who were Ghanaian, Nigerian. If I didn't even know what they were, but you make assumptions, bro. And I was like, okay, cool. And I remember thinking, in 10, 15 years time, this is going to look amazing.
That's right.
Fast forward, a lot of these now players play for England. And now a few more playing for the national side. So I guess where am I going with this? I've kind of like lost myself. I guess I forgot myself.
No, for you, no. Okay then, so basically for you as a coach, yes, I asked you the question, would you coach a team, yes or no? You still didn't even say yes or no.
I would never turn down a great opportunity. So the answer is yes, but I'm not looking for great opportunity here. My mind is not...
Going back home?
Yeah, so the reason why I think I said all that was because I knew or believed, sorry, not knew, I believed the opportunity in terms of kids from our backgrounds in terms of being Ghanaian, Nigerian, Jamaican, etc., we were going to have a massive pool in 10, 15 years' time, which is now. And I believe the same sort of thing in regards to coaches, but a lot of the groundwork needs to be done. We can sit here and complain about all we want about coaching this, that, and the third, but unless you're willing to get your hands dirty. And go there and work on a 10, 15, 20, 40 year then I need people to be quiet. I hate saying that, but not be quiet, but I need people to... Yeah, so I apologize. I don't apologize in regards to what people need to. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
And work in partnership. There's a lot of people working in isolation and against each other.
Yeah. So, as you said, so you wouldn't be willing to work for, to coach for a team.
He said he will never turn.
I will never turn down an opportunity.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at me in my eyes. Yeah. Look at me in my eyes.
Yes.
Yeah? Would you collab? Yes.
Yes.
And start up a professional black team from West London, yes or no?
That I don't know. So no. Sorry, I've had these discussions.
Yeah.
When we mean opportunity, are we talking about professional football club? The reason why I wouldn't turn down a professional football club opportunity is because, one, I've worked at a level before and I know it's a great springboard. My concern about currently, I've said this because I coached on it the other day, Fridays, my concern about working in the UK at this moment in time is we're going nowhere.
As in what? Okay, so you...
I'm not talking about a project that you might have in mind. I'm talking about, generally speaking, there's a lot... Remember I told you, too many coaches, not enough clubs.
Not enough clubs, okay, but listen to me. So, if we were to create a club from West London, African, Jamaican, Grenadians, there can even be people of the other colour, yeah?
Yeah.
Would you be willing to do something like that? If we was to start up something, would you
I'll definitely be willing to work in some capacity, 100%. My concern, generally speaking, is...
Would be...
this is not you.
Okay, go ahead.
Generally speaking...
Just give it to RUM CHATZ raw.
As to too many coaches, not enough clubs.
No.
No. The reason why I'm saying that is a lot of us are just banging our head against the wall talking about UK, I hate UK. I'm so far away from that. Yeah, I'm not thinking about that no more. I'm thinking about
the bigger picture, the vision. Yes.
Just I'm Ghanaian. So if I think Ghana, I've got the opportunity is so vast and big.
Yeah.
A lot of us, we're here. A lot of people making great strides, by the way, in the professional football clubs and in grassroots football. I just feel, in some respect, my time here in terms of working in
limited.
Yeah, and I
agree with you.
I don't want to spread myself thin. There's a lot of things.
That's me as well.
Yeah.
Well, RUM CHATZ family, Andrew, God bless you.
Thank you.
We definitely need to do a part 2.
And what we're gonna do is this interview, RUM CHATZ family. This is gonna be our longest, and guess what? I think our greatest.
Thank you.
And listen, as Mr. Rank says, RUM CHATZ to the world. We out.
RUM CHATZ. RUM CHATZ. RUM CHATZ.